sports. For the final time for the 12 p.m. show before a match. It's match day -1 here while we're shooting this. It is a little bit nostalgic, a little bittersweet that we're doing this for the final time on this tour. Sitting here, beautiful oval, and the match starts today when this video goes out. But we're looking back on our favorite moments of the series so far because we're going to go for one final time before we head home. So, Boria, the series is still open. You could take the cup back home. You could retain the Anderson Tendulkar trophy. But if I were to ask you to look back, and I will ask you a series of questions, but starting with you, I was going to ask you a question, but I knew the answer to it. But again, a moment that inspired a lot of motivation in the team.
Firstly, before you troll her, people will come and say, "Arey, how are you saying that Anderson Tendulkar trophy will be retained?" She didn't mean that. So this is the start of the Anderson Tendulkar trophy, and both of us have that kind of sense. नहीं, एकदम रहने दीजिए, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So she was actually saying India retains the series because England went to India, and India is the one that has won the last series. So and I wanted to put a stop to that. So there's no question. Before I answered the question she asked me, she actually made a point to me, and this is a very rare one, that someone actually comes and says, "I love the oval cricket ground as the best." Why did you say that? I mean, you've come to England and you actually told me you love the oval cricket ground. You've not been to Cardiff. Cardiff is the best in terms of beauty.
Yeah.
But of the 5, Leeds, Lords, Oval, Manchester, Birmingham, you said Oval is one of the most beautiful cricket grounds. It is a strange choice. Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a strange choice? I thought a lot of people say that the Oval is the most beautiful. Yes. I think I love it because it's weird. I think that's what makes it so unique and special. There's no pattern to this. There's no, when you see there's a certain architecture to every single ground. With Lords, you have the history on one side, the modernity, and there's this what's the word that I'm trying to use? I can't remember the right word, but there's a pattern to everything. There's no pattern here. Everything's just there in all its weirdness, and I love it. But I don't know. Since the moment I walked into this ground, I felt like I belonged. And maybe it did not happen so much in the other stadiums, but this is a special one, and I really like being here.
I'll tell you what my interpretation of Gargi's reason is. She's actually starting to feel the pangs that this tour is coming to an end.
Yeah.
That is the reason and all of us are. When you do a tour for 2 months and a tour as intense, had India been losing in 3 days, she would not feel this way. Her tour would also be going downhill. That she turns up, her team doesn't win. Now, yes, again, someone will come and give me gyan here saying, "Yeah, but you guys are supposed to be objective." Come on, this. Everyone's human. When you go to cover an Olympic Games, you want your team to win a medal. When you cover an Asian Games, you want to win gold medals. When you come to a cricket tour, you want your team to win. So I've covered cricket tours where India has lost 4-0, Australia 4-0, England. It is tough. Gargi has covered a cricket tour this time round, as has Rohan, as has Trisha, as has Shubha and Rohit, Shormishta, Amit, and of course Devashish. Has been one of the best cricket tours of all time. Every single day they've turned up, they don't know what's happening. That's the best part about this cricket tour, and that's what she's feeling. She's kind of feeling 6 days later, 7 days later, I'm actually on my way home. This is done. So this will be a part of my diary.
I want it to be done.
I know that. So again, I mean, as a journalist, she's grown. She's done some extraordinarily quality work. She will remember this, but every good thing comes to an end. That's what makes it a romance, a nostalgia, a special. That's why she said Oval is the best. Otherwise, a very rundown area of Vauxhall, this side of Vauxhall and all that.
No, I think it's a very fitting reflection of who I am as well. Very weird, there's no continuity in the pattern, there's no continuity in the structure or the architecture, yet it
but it's actually that the pavilion, for example, to me is beautiful.
And the one of the best parts about this particular stadium is that you feel very connected to the ground.
True.
That's
I mean, even Lords, we were close, very close. But Lords has its Lords is Lords. It's stiff upper lip and all that.
Exactly.
So, but coming to the question, see, when you see your captain go out there at 0 for 2 and score 100, when you see a Rishabh Pant hobbling down and getting to bat with a broken foot, when you see such weird things happen in this series, as we have seen, and Akashdeep Singh putting his hand up and taking 10 wickets in Edgbaston and winning a match from nowhere. You see a Mohammad Siraj picking up a 6 for and answering critics and winning India for the first time in Birmingham. This has been an absolute heck of a series. But when I look back, for me, the fact that we are still competitive, the fact that Gargi is still smiling and I'm still joking and jovial,
And that you came back.
and that I
Not
came
mad
back
about
and otherwise I would have what the hell I did and all that, is because of one unlikely fellow. None of us had given this guy a chance when India lost its 3rd wicket, and he kind of ran in facing the new ball. So my moment of the series, or my moment of this particular whole 2 months, is the Washington Sundar 100 in Manchester. You ask me to believe it again, I'll find it hard to believe it again.
I don't think we've come to terms with it.
No, we haven't.
It's not
I
something
understand KL Rahul doing it. He's got the
Yeah.
ability. I understand the Shubman Gill doing it. He has the ability. I understand the Ravi Jadeja doing it. He's done it after 36 all out in Melbourne, got a 50. I understand an Akashdeep. He's got the potential. He's done it in Birmingham. I understand the Mohammad Siraj. But a Washington Sundar saving us a game with the bat. I understand Washington Sundar picking multiple wickets in India on a turner. I do understand that. But a Washington Sundar against a Jofra Archer, a Ben Stokes, a Chris Wokes and a Bryden Cars getting 100 in Manchester and saving India and keeping India alive in the series, I haven't come to terms with it.
No, I have not. Okay. Question number 2. Your favorite off-the-camera conversation with a player?
There have been many.
There have been many. That's why I asked.
There have been many, and I will actually pick 2. I'll pick one from Mohammad Siraj and one from Rishabh Pant. Mohammad Siraj, and interestingly, Gargi was actually part of both, because she's been doing. I mean, the two of us have become this kind of pair doing these shows, right? That all English shows in Red Sports have been done by the two of us. So she was with me when Mohammad Siraj was finishing his nets and walking out in Edgbaston. And we wished him, nothing more. We just wished him. And he's a friend. He responded back and he was going away. All of a sudden he starts doing this. And we didn't understand. He comes back, he says, बहुत कुछ सुन रहा हूं. यहाँ पे सारे जवाब देना है. आप देखिएगा जवाब दे देंगे. None of us believed. Edgbaston, we've never won. What are you talking about? Then the guy puts his hand up and goes and takes a 6 for. And when we meet them, and Mohammad Siraj is very jovial. He said, "Arey, kya hua? Dekha tha aapne?" There is an innate goodness about Mohammad Siraj. Simple, humble, modest, down to earth, no nonsense about him, and someone you're bound to like. One conversation. Second conversation is, again, I will actually say, Lords. Match day -1. When did Rishabh come to the press conference? Match day -1. Rishabh came to the press conference.
Nursery nets, right?
Nursery nets. I mean, behind the nursery nets.
Yeah.
And I was actually in the gallery. And I think Gargi was somewhere near that nursery nets. I saw Rishabh coming from the other side at Lords, from the pavilion side. And because it was Rishabh, I decided to go to that press conference. And as we started walking, we were chatting together. And he says, "Aap ja rahe hain na?" I said, "Haan, ja raha hu." He said, "Kab ja rahe hain?" I said, "Lords test match ke last din, match khatam karke nikal jaunga." and he tells me वापस आ जाना, लास्ट टेस्ट के पहले वापस आ जाना, ये लास्ट तक जाएगा और हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं. When I sit down and mention this, and then he said, मैं जानता हूँ you want to go and see your daughter, but he meant every word. And it seemed to me that here is a leader talking who's actually telling me, वापस आ जाना, वापस आ जाना. This is an extended family, the Indian media. And it was unbelievable, trust me. And actually, हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं is such a word. In Manchester, हमने नहीं छोड़ा. And as Gargi and I do this show, as Rohan records this for us, it is actually true that this coming back was worth it because हमने छोड़ा नहीं है. ये 5 दिन में कुछ भी हो सकता है और इस सीरीज हम बराबरी करके actually moral victors बन के वापस जा सकते हैं. So prophetic words from Rishabh Pant.
Okay. And final question, because now you said that your favorite conversations were with Siraj and Rishabh Pant. Your favorite Mohammad Siraj moment followed by your favorite Rishabh Pant moment in the series so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Rishabh Pant moment is easy.
Yeah.
Everybody will say that. But it is also, I will actually look, everyone will say Rishabh Pant hobbling down and you know, in the Rishabh Pant moment, everybody will say that hobbling down thing. That with a broken foot, the man is still coming and doing all that. But for me, my favorite Rishabh Pant moment would not be that, in that sense. Yeah, I mean, absolutely yes. But my favorite Rishabh Pant moment is also the fact that he's a character, right? When he gets that 100, and everybody is waiting for him to do the somersault, and he's actually saying next time, next 100. How much confidence do you have in yourself that you're actually telling the world that I'll get another 100 in England, wait for the next time? How much confidence as a batter do you have in your ability that you say that? And now, let me add to that juice. He has hobbled down. Everybody will say that. He's hobbled down and he's out there. Because one thing is to go out there with a broken foot, you are still out there, right? You're out there playing. One thing is to stand there and one thing is to score runs. Just think, with a broken foot, he had dispatched Bryden Carts over the boundary for a 6. Immortalize that moment as a picture postcard vignette. Buy the NFT of that shot. Preserve it for posterity. All of us have felt down. All of us have felt very depressed on occasions, dejected, demoralized, down. Every time you feel that, think about a hobbling Rishabh Pant with a broken foot icing that part, refusing to wear a cast, coming out and hitting Bryden Carts over the boundary for a 6. Human beings can do anything as long as you have the zeal, as long as you have the courage, and as long as you have the heart. We at Rev Sports believe that. People doubted us, look where we are. People doubted Pant, look where he is. And he will only go from strength to strength. And Mohammad Siraj, everybody doubted Mohammad Siraj. Every single person, when Jasprit Bumrah did not play Edgbaston, the greatest Indian supporter did not give the Indian team a chance. Day 2 or day 3, whatever, 2. Mohammad Siraj in that first burst, 2 balls, back to back. Jasprit Bumrah not there. He takes Joe Root down the leg, and that man Ben Stokes, who has forever been a thorn in the Indian flesh. First ball, kicking off on a docile track from nowhere, taking the gloves of Ben Stokes and thudding into the hands of Rishabh Pant. Mohammad Siraj telling the world that he's there, he belongs, and he's doing the job for India. Picture postcard.
On that note, नहीं मेरा भी अच्छा. Oof, there are so many moments, but I think the biggest thing, and as viewers, as journalists watching it, as human beings, I think this series has taught us a lot about fight back. I think it has taught us a lot about resilience. And sometimes in life, that's what you need. You had written this team off. When Shubman Gill was named the captain, you said nothing will happen. When Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma retired, you said who will score the runs. You had essentially said this team is inexperienced, this team is good for nothing, you can't do anything, there's no way that you can win this series, or let alone fight back, let alone win this series. That's what you all said before the series started. Look at where we are now. Series still open. 2-1. You could retain the series right now. That's where we are. And every single test match you've shown the strength of the human spirit. Every single match there has been at least one moment where you think this could not have been possible. This is next to impossible, but the Indian team made it happen. And just the power of resilience is something I will take back from this series.
I'll close out on that note what she just said. As a young person, she's grown, and bless her for that. Every team member of mine, we've had long hours, we've had arguments, we've had engagements, we've had disagreements. But as a team, we are better off. And you know what? The point she just made that the team was written off, I don't think anyone has missed a Virat Kohli. Now, when you say you've not missed a Virat Kohli, you're actually telling me you've not missed the greatest player of your generation. You've not missed a Rohit Sharma, an absolute icon of Indian cricket. And for me, my biggest takeaway, I go back to that eternal C.L.R. James quote, what do they know of cricket who only cricket know? The sport is bigger. The sport is bigger than any individual, any team, any person, any number of people put together. Because ultimately, it will continue to surprise you. It will continue to tell you stories, allow you to write, allow you to speak, allow you to say, allow you to document, allow you to romanticize, allow you to turn nostalgic. Cricket is a life lesson, and the prism of that life lesson is what we try to explore. The quest continues, and it will continue for us for as long as we live. Thank you very much for watching.